we're proud in a consequential way, working with a major world artist, Frans Hals, to have brought these family portraits together. And what we've done is put this exhibit of Frans Hals, a 17th century Dutch portraitist, right in the center of an examination of what family means today. We have Egyptian art, Dutch paintings, American paintings, contemporary photographs that are also thematically related to the notion of family. When a visitor walks in this exhibit, they're going to see a photo montage of upwards of 100 photos submitted to us by our public. What we're trying to do is have our visitors examine what family means to them in the context of a Frans Hals exhibition. In 2011, we acquired a Frans Hals family portrait. Not long after that, research revealed the names of the family, the Van Kampen family. We knew we were buying a fragment at that time, and we knew straight away at some day we wanted to unite our canvas with the component in the museum in Brussels, and I met up with the colleague there who's become a close friend, Lisbeth de Belly, co-organizer of this show. And we straight away, at the time of the acquisition 7 years ago, said, if we make this purchase, which we did, we've got to put the pictures together. And in the restoration of the Brussels fragment, the painting to my left here, we realized we had proof that that painting belonged at some point, it was cut off from the Toledo painting, and I say proof because there's in the cleaning, fabric appeared in one side of one painting that links up with in the other. A lace collar joins with another component that's with us from a European private collection. We've brought back the family such as survives, because there's probably a missing component to this composition as well. But never before has this painting been brought together since it was cut. No later than 1810, when our painting and the Brussels painting appeared in an auction as separate pictures. I haven't exactly answered your question specifically straight on, so I'm going to. We are very excited to have brought these pictures back together, and we've done so not only uniting one family, but here in this room, I'm looking at 3 other family group portraits, actually a 4th. And we've never before in the history of museum exhibitions had all of these paintings together. This is a first for Toledo, a show that then travels on to Brussels and to Paris.
One of the things we've been trying to do with a lot of exhibitions is to make them relevant. So how do you take a 17th century Dutch family portrait and make that relevant to contemporary Toledo and to our visitors? So the thought was, well, what is it? It's a family portrait. And clearly the family was different then. I mean, here these people had like 13, 14 children by the time they're 20 years married. They're presented all in their black, you know, essentially garments, uniforms, very sober, but it's all about the hands and all about the heads. And you think about, well, how would people do that today? And what would family be today? So the introduction to the exhibition gives you like a man and a woman, 2 portraits. Then there's a double portrait of a married couple. And then there's all these family portraits. And today, our concept, of course, is very, very different. People self-identify in families in very, very different ways. And our community is, I mean, to one sense, you might say it has fracturing in it. And the other sense, it has a much greater broadening in terms of the concept of family. So I thought it would be interesting to take this, and Larry had shown capacity before. We had a Degas exhibition here, if you recall, where like a whole third of the exhibition was devoted to preparing for the Nutcracker. And so this is how we came up with the idea, let's engage families in Toledo. To gather social media testaments about family from members of the public, to have people come in and tell their stories. To have people send in their family photographs, you know, as their family. And many of these have been put up in the exhibitions, and many, many more will go on our TMA website throughout the course of the exhibition. So that's how we did it, and you know, I think it'll grow in different ways. The Mel Chin exhibit that's outside the museum, which is this big scaffolded structure leading up to these 2 granite monuments that say me, you know, that's about family as well. People may not be related to each other, but they're made into a family partnership at that moment by what they do together. So that's what we're trying to encourage. The Toledo city, the Toledo area is a family. I mean, Northwest Ohio is a family. We very much distinguish when we say where we're from. We say, well, actually, we're from Northwest Ohio. You know, it's a particular place, which is, I think, important. And people cherish that.